Looks like we're going to go for two for today. This is Ted Possible, aka Mr. Possible, coming back to you. I did a video earlier about a tournament I played yesterday. Please go check that out. I just had a conversation with my foster mom. These two people raised me when it was literally impossible to get through to me. I was the kind of kid that was like, I can do whatever I want, and didn't really like authority. And Marty and Chuck really took an interest in me and pushed me to my limits and accepted that I didn't think there was such a thing as impossible. In fact, Chuck pushed it so far that one day we were sitting out on their porch in Kentucky, and I'm not sure if this is common in Kentucky or not, but this particular house had what is called a cistern, which is basically like a well inside a man-made well of water where you put a whole bunch of water below the porch. So there was like a door into the cistern. And Chuck, I don't know how this conversation got started, but basically my foster father said, "Hey, Ted, I bet you won't jump in that cistern." And he never got to cistern because there was a big splash and I was 8 foot down in this cistern, had no idea how I was going to get back. And that used to be the case, that I wasn't able to control just how much, people could tempt me to do something and call it impossible, and then I would do it. Of course, I've honed that skill now. So I was talking to them about something very emotional. I wanted to change my last name to their last name. My father changed his last name to his foster parents, and it would have been a real honor to do that, to change my last name to their last name. However, as I was coming up with this idea of name change, I also wanted to define myself. And the only word that I can describe myself as is possible. So I came up with Mr. Possible. With my name change being Ted Possible and their last name. However, the more and more I thought about it, I was out on one of my morning walks for 75 hard at like 5:30 in the morning, stumbling around in my backyard. And the more I thought about it, what really defines me is possible. I love these people with all my heart, and it would be my honor to have their last name. So I texted my foster mother and was like, I'm really sorry, but, I really want this last name if possible. I'll change my middle name to your last name with your blessing. And she was just like, well, we support you. We love you. We think it's a great idea. We know how much you believe in the possible. And we're very proud of you. And it just brought tears to my eyes. I just wanted to share that with you. So this transition is big for me. The name change itself is really tough because, as I talked about in my last video, I'm an albino and I have ocular albinism, which again is a fancy word for there's a deformity in my eye that can never be corrected with today's technology. So this means one of the things that I overcame when I was 27 years old, the doctor said at a very young age, you'll never drive. Forget about it. And one of the things I overcame at a very old age of 27 years old was I can drive using what are called bioptic telescope lenses. And I was one of the first one on these. They're actually made for like glaucoma patients, but they do work for albinism as well. So I have to train with these special glasses. And it took me, they told me, well, you could drive if you learned how to do this. And as you know, that meant to me, well, it's possible. And I jumped right on it. My sister is actually the one who pointed it out to me, and she still teases me to this day that I beat her to it. And, I worked really, really hard to be able to drive. Anyway, it's a real pain to switch states. I just moved to the great state of West Virginia. And it's a real pain. I moved from Maryland. And it's a real pain to change your driver's license when you wear bioptic telescope lenses. Because unlike most people that go to the DMV, and that's pain enough, I actually have to go to a ophthalmologist that specifically deals with low vision, get them to sign off, then go through the DMV and get all that pain as well, which I love pain. It just, the struggle just makes it that much better to climb that mountain. So I have to do that. I have not switched my driver's license because of COVID in a year now. I have to do that before I can do my name change, because they need all of that information for the name change. So that's going to be something that I am, just driving myself to do. And believe me, it's like dragging nails on a chalkboard to me, but I will do it because it is possible. And I'll update you guys, and I'm going to depend on my the support to push me, but I'm going to push myself too, so that I can change my name and get my driver's license, change my name, and become who I really am, who is Ted Possible. And then I'm getting married on September 3rd, so my wife-to-be will be Mrs. Possible. So again, guys, I just wanted to share this with you. I mean, it's just amazing to have the support system that I've had in my life with Chuck and Marty. They just are amazing people. And, I will take what they have taught me into my own marriage. Thank you for listening and taking a part of your day. And if you're struggling right now out there and you're like, I just don't know if this is possible, remember that the struggle, when you're struggling, that's when it's the darkest. The light is coming. It is very possible. The human brain, we only use 10% of it. We can push ourselves to limits we can't even believe. Anyway, I'm Ted Possible. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for your support. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe below, and look for more content to come in the future. Thanks, guys.